Okay. Hello, everybody. I was just thinking about consistency. And so what I was just kind of considering was, I was like thinking about on my way back home from work, like what to make a video on and kind of get back in the groove of making videos again. And I was kind of just like, I have no idea what to make a video about. I didn't like write anything down today. I didn't really think about anything to make a video about. And then it kind of dawned on me that this is a great example of why consistency is so important. Is because the more you make videos, the better you get at them, and the better you are able to, I guess, indicate what you're trying to say and portray that, and also think about what to say in the first place. So I was thinking about how consistency helps with that in a huge way. A different example of that is, so I was off work entirely for 10 days, and I came back to Whetstone yesterday, and I was teaching some kids, and I'm kind of doing my thing that I used to do, that I have done before many times, and even just that 10-day gap of missing a couple I guess classes, I felt myself experiencing this feeling of a kind of unpreparedness, I guess, and a little bit of unknown, and I just felt more foreign walking into this class again. For a while, I was kind of getting the hang of teaching kids and how to talk to them and how to how to get things across to them and have them actually listen to you. Because there's a very particular, certain kind of way you have to act in order for kids and just people in general to listen to you, actually. And I guess I kind of had forgotten about that and lost some of those skills. Because when I came back into class, I was like, kids aren't really paying much attention right now. They're just kind of, things are haphazard and crazy, and no one's really listening very well. And then kind of the head coach, I get, not really a coach, but kind of a head coach, came in, and that's what she does. That's her only job. That's her main job, is to teach kids, right? And so she came in knowing full well how to handle kids, and her different energy, her different mood, her different way of saying things was immediately listened to and paid attention to by the kids. And I was like, there's something there, because I had kind of forgotten, and I'm working my way there. I'm getting there as far as being concise and paying attention to what's important. I'm working on that, and I was getting there, and I still am getting there. But it was kind of cool for me to see her do that, and to have that the ability to have people focus on her. So I guess the main point with all of that, I suppose, is just how important it is to be consistent with things that are valuable to you, are things that you want to be improving in. Because if you're not consistent with them, it's going to be really, really hard to build on to build on yourself and grow. Because the less consistent you are, the more foreign you feel every time you approach that thing, right? So every time, even just 10 days, it doesn't have to be even that long. It's a pretty quick, perishable thing, and it depends, of course. There's certain things you don't really have to, like riding a bike. You don't really have to be that consistent with riding a bike to know how to ride a bike, right? That's kind of where that phrase comes from. But there's certain things that are very, very perishable, and if you're not consistently using them all the time, they're gonna leave quick. I learned that, I think, probably the first time in my life in middle school with basketball. My coach had mentioned that if you're not consistent with playing basketball all the time, you're gonna lose your skills quickly. And that was the first time I had ever, oh boy, he almost just hit me. I had ever considered that or thought about that, because he just brought that up to me and I didn't know. But that happens in multiple parts of your life, because so that Woofer class I just took, where we learned a lot about the whole first aid thing, right? They even told us, after the day the class was ending, that these skills that we had just learned and were so beaten into our heads and so ingrained into our brains, would leave you and become and are very perishable. Right, so it's those things you have to be doing all the time, otherwise you're going to be you're not going to have those skills anymore. You'll be lost without those skills, or you just won't have them anymore, I guess is the main point. So I don't know how much else I want or need to say about the whole consistency thing, but sometimes, and this is actually totally a side topic, random thing, but for me, it helps when I verbalize what I'm thinking and verbalize what I am considering, I guess, because it allows me to like walk myself through these situations better. When I'm all in my head and I'm just thinking about, I'm just thinking, that's all it is, I can kind of get like lost in the weeds in there. You know, my brain is funky. I think everyone's got a very complex brain. And that's fairly obvious, I guess. But to me, when I verbalize things and I, walk myself through what I'm thinking out loud, and I can hear it, it helps me figure things out in a more clear way. It's kind of like the idea of when you want to learn something, it's actually better to teach it, like to try and teach somebody else what you're trying to learn, because if you're just trying to learn, that's all you're ever doing, and you're not actually verbalizing it, that's where I think the real learning comes in, is when you know it well enough, and you know it well enough to teach it. And that's one of the big things that I think helps me is just verbalizing things. So I guess I'm kind of starting to get way off the rails here. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. And so I need to start consistently making videos again, to kind of get back in the groove and remember and recollect, I guess, how to do them in a good way. See, like even right now, I feel rusty making videos. I'm kind of just like, what do I talk about here? I have no idea. So I don't know. I guess that's really all I have to say for today. I started work at Blue Ridge. I have more to say, apparently. I started work at Blue Ridge again today, and I'm thinking pretty seriously about quitting relatively soon. Because I just, after that woofer class, being with people that are engaged and focused and driven, and having to be really, you're forced to be with your wits, and you're forced to be engaged. And if you're not, that could potentially go sideways on you. And so it was nice to be learning that much material and just kind of immersing myself in that much knowledge. And that was kind of nice. And when I come back to Blue Ridge, it's kind of the same thing that I've been experiencing, that I have just been tolerating for a while now. Where I just have a very boring boss. I'm not challenged at all. Nothing I do at Blue Ridge really challenges me. Nothing forces me to focus. It's just not healthy, I don't think. Because I've learned that the more I'm challenged, the more I just kind of appreciate life after the fact, and even sometimes during the fact. So I don't know. I think I need to start making a change here pretty soon. I'm gonna actually do some research on just different jobs that could be awesome, because that's what I think that I deserve, and I would like to not be surrounded by people that are limited thinkers. I need to be with people that are up here a little more. Oh wow, there's a cop. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Roger out.